So, Shannon, what is your biggest takeaway from this one?
Oh, now we're back to Shannon Sharpe.
Yeah, he's here.
Hall of Famer.
Okay. In the words of the late, great Denny Green, the Cowboys are who we thought they were.
Really? Who you thought they were?
And the Packers did not let them off the hook. Now, you and a lot of other people got all excited. Beat the Giants.
Yep.
Beat Washington.
Yep.
Beat Miami. You're feeling good. You're pounding your chest. My team is going to the Super Bowl. Fox Bet says the most likely scenario. ESPN, the most likely Super Bowl scenario. New England Patriots and the Dallas Cowboys.
That was just last week. They
said. Just last week.
Yeah.
I wonder what it's going to be like this week. Skip, look. The Cowboys' 3 wins have come over teams with a combined 2-12 record. That's fact. They're the bottom tier. Miami, dead last. Washington, next to last. Skip, come on. Let's be real. You know they hadn't beaten anybody. And what's going to happen, I know you're going to get up here and pontificate. That's a big old word I wanted to use. I've been waiting to use that for a long time.
I don't pontificate.
Oh, yeah, you go. You go pontificate about how good Dak looked, and you're so proud of your team.
Wait, are you putting words in my mouth?
No. Okay. I'm just saying how proud you are of your team, because even Jerry said that. How proud, because they got down and they fought back. This is what we know. This is not conjecture. This is not speculation. This is not innuendo. This is fact.
Okay.
The Packers, the Cowboys never got within a single score. Once the score was 7-0, that's as close as they got. Because it was 14-0, what did Dak do? When it was 17-0, what did Dak do? When it was 24-0, what did Dak do? When it was 31-3, he did nothing.
How many quarters are there in a football game? 4.
And then guess what? And at the end of the fourth quarter, what was the score?
The opposite of what you picked?
Skip, this is not about me.
Yeah. You bought into the Cowboys.
I want you to know, Skip.
Right? You bought in?
It's my turn.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't ask you this.
Just asking questions, rhetorical questions.
Again, Dak played awful, and when Zeke Elliott does not get 75 yards rushing, Skip Bayless, what normally happens? 1 in 9. That's not conjecture. That's fact again, Skip Bayless. Again, Dak is inaccurate with the football. How many times must you see this? How many times? I mean, DJ, there's a beat. You know what, Skip? I'm going to continue to talk while the DJ drop that track, and I'm going to be talking over the track while it's playing in the background. Okay. But the people at home will be able to see what's going on when I'm talking about Dak inaccuracy. And look at this. Come on, Skip. Really? That's your guy. That's the guy that you...
plays we're talking about here.
It don't matter the plays. You see at the end. I just need you to see the end result. Okay. At the end, and you keep talking about that guy's better than Patty Mahomes. That's it. The Cowboys defense. The Cowboys defense were put in bad situations. Now, am I shocked that the Packers were able to run the football as well as they were? Absolutely. I'm shocked, beyond shocked. They were able to run the football. I'm beyond shocked that the Packers were able to stymie the Cowboys' run and get pressure on that vaunted offensive line of yours. But at the end of the day, Skip, you told me the quarterback is the MVP. He's the most important player. He's the most valuable player. And your most important, most valuable player came up small, smaller than mini-me.
Wow. Interesting. You done?
Fact. And my team won.
Huh. Interesting. So, before I unleash on every bad point that you just made, every wrong point, every unfair point you just made, I want to remind our viewers the Dallas Cowboys are still tied for the lead in the NFC East.
Say it again.
The Cowboys now go to play at Jets, while the Eagles, tied for first in the NFC East, have to go play at Minnesota. We're just getting started here, aren't we, Mr. Sharpe? And I also want to remind everybody that my quarterback, the awful, inaccurate Dak Prescott, is still leading the whole National Football League in QBR. But that's
what was the QBR yesterday?
27. It was terrible.
Is that good?
I thought it was a little harsh, actually, but I'll get to that in just a moment. Now, for one objective point that I would like to make, my defense was a disaster yesterday, and I did not see that coming, just the way I didn't see it being a disaster in that playoff game here at the Coliseum against the Rams last January. I don't get it. I don't know. They just didn't show up, and I told you last week to watch Aaron Jones, because the real Aaron on the Packers now is not Rodgers, it is Jones. And in his debut at Jerry World back in 2017, He went 19 carries for 125 yards. Remember, he's a Cowboy fan, born and raised in El Paso, went to UTEP, and he likes to take it out on Dallas.
Yeah.
And he likes to rub it in at Dallas, especially at Jerry World. And yesterday he goes for 107 more yards, but worse than that, he caught 75 yards worth of passes. He destroyed my defense. And if you could please put an APB out for DeMarcus Lawrence, the $100 million man who had one tackle. Where did that? And Robert Quinn, you were raving about Robert Quinn. He had one tackle. They had no sacks. They were no-shows. My defense was basically a no-show, which brings me to my
The tackles are pretty good for the Packers now, Skip. Give them credit. Now, Balaga and
Good
Bakhtiari.
offensive line. I would agree with that. This brings me back to my quarterback. My biggest takeaway from that game is I'm just so glad that Dak Prescott is my quarterback.
Me too.
Because you will not find a mentally or physically tougher quarterback in this league than Dakota Prescott. Dakota Prescott, and he nearly reigned as in R-E-I-G-N-E-D yesterday, because what he did was extraordinary in the second half. He was down his star left tackle, and then he lost his star right tackle, and all game long, the two Smiths from Green Bay, the guys you raved about all last week, Za'Darius and Preston, they were all over Dak Prescott on nearly every throw. And he stood tall, and he stood strong, and he stood tough. And would you believe in the second half, the guy who can't throw, the inaccurate Dak Prescott that you just ridiculed, threw for 329 yards? Think about that. 329 in the second half. And you know what? He came within one bad call of pulling off the greatest all-time regular season comeback in NFL history.
Cowboy history.
No, NFL. I'm talking about NFL. You can go look this up. They were down 31-3 late in the third quarter, and they were on a roll and on their way to the greatest comeback ever when this play happened. And the down and distance, it's 1st and 10 at the 34, and they had just held Aaron Rodgers, forced him into another bad series, 4th and 20, another punt. It's 31-17. And what happened?
What happened?
Dak throws it to where he thinks Michael Gallup is supposed to be. This is the turning point of this football game. Give me this play back. Throws it to where Michael Gallup was supposed to be. But if we see the slow-mo of what Kevin King was doing to Michael Gallup, this is a mugging. He's slapping him. He's head slapping him. He's yanking his head sideways.
You say you like physical football.
Yeah, I love physical football, and that's obviously beyond 5 yards. He knocks him completely off the route. Dak throws it to where he's supposed to turn out to, but Kevin King has yanked his head so far inside that he can't turn outside. And not only does Kevin King intercept it, he returns it 15 yards. They go nowhere again because they went nowhere for the last quarter and a half of the game.
But I thought you said
it's my turn. They get a gift field goal from Mason Crossbar, who I thought was hurt in the first half on a tackle on a kickoff. I don't know what happened. He came back, and he makes the gift field goal that was just a little too much for Dak Prescott. But did he stop? No, here he came again, and it's another touchdown pass, and it comes down to my kicker, Brett the Fret Maher.
Bill Maher, you mean?
Yeah. No, not Bill.
Oh, he cooked like Bill Maher? Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is Maher, but this guy missed from 54 at the end of the first half, and he missed a chip shot at the end of the game that would have at least forced an onside kick, and it would have gotten real interesting if we had gotten the onside kick. But still, what you can't overcome is the Kevin King play. So why couldn't Jason Garrett challenge the Kevin King play? Because he had already wasted a challenge in the middle of the third quarter on an Anthony Brown play where Anthony Brown clearly fouled Valdez-Scantling. It was just absurd.
Thank you.
And Jason Garrett started jawing with the head referee, and then he said, okay, I'm going to throw the challenge anyway.
Skip, the official says, look, he
told him.
He pushed him before he got there.
He just told
you don't think throw the challenge it?
Well, challenge it. And Jason Garrett says, okay, and out of spite, he blows the challenge that could have saved the game for Dallas. Because then at the end of the third quarter, he had to challenge an Amari catch that clearly he got 2 feet down.
Right.
So now you're out of challenges. So now you can't save the game, and you have to eat the gift field goal that you just gave them off the bad call. And I'm convinced that the referees had it in for Jason Garrett at that point.
Stop it, Skip.
Well, I'm serious. After a while, he starts to get on your nerve, on your psyche, to where you just kind of look the other way and say, just let him play on that.
Skip, I'm convinced now they need to do away with this rule. We've seen replays where it's obvious pass interference.
Okay, but it could
and they know it's Skip, and they never overrule it, Skip. We've seen it.
That would have been called. If you went to a challenge on that one, the Kevin King play, he is slapping him, grabbing him, twisting him. It's the most outrageous pass interference I've seen in a long time.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.